Truth Man here. So as usual, I'm watching other YouTubers, right? And this guy made a point. Now I'm in here like, that's what it is. With a lot of them. Dude. His name is Levi Nix. He's a big YouTuber, has 209,000 subscribers. And I want to show you, or I want you to hear in the background something that he said that I want to talk about. Listen to this.
It's 0 to 100. So you say you're not 0 to 100?
Family's dysfunctional. That's what they crave because that's what they were raised around.
Right, hold on.
Last time.
So on the video,
Looks like
it
you're on
was
YouTube.
a little light bright. She is all right. She wasn't like the best light bright you see, but this proves my point. Did that little light skin? I'm gonna have to talk about that today or tomorrow. That don't guarantee you nothing, man. How is people still color struck in 2025? You got a serial killer chick catching bodies this light skin. You got this chick right here, aggressive, trying to fight this light skin. And I'm telling you, the way she looks, right? She's not the best looking, but if she got a big booty, it wasn't showing her booty, and she light-skinned, dudes is going to go for her. They're going to practically be like, how you doing? Their eyes are really attracted to you. They might want to go back to that lingo. So, he was reacting to a video where the dude was in the court with, I forgot, the husband and the wife, where it be both of them. I want to start watching they show. They show be looking interesting. But he was reacting to a couple where she just was tremendously insecure and he just got tired of it. So, but I want you to hear something he said.
Looks like you're on YouTube watching a musician that can do it
They're going to give me the
all.
ads.
But did you know there's a YouTube Music app that does it all with ad-free listening and...
Is it a slow burn?
It's 0 to 100. So you say you're not 0
She
to
all
100?
right.
No, maybe
you walk
0
up-
to 50.
0
Face looks kind
Quickly
of
50 to
different.
100. You might stop at 50
You think
for a
this stuff
moment,
be
but then-
funny,
Yeah,
man.
like a breath. Like, come on, man.
Catch your breath.
Yeah, like, yeah.
The things that make you mad, for example, are being female in his presence.
Right.
She threw his phone in
I mean, there's something else that, in my opinion, that goes a little bit deeper than this. Like women like this that are toxic and mad all the time.
Listen what he
because that's
say.
The environments they like to thrive in. They're raised around toxicity. They're raised around negativity. So that's the way they see it. Like more than likely they came from a family that's negative and toxic. So that's like their comfort zone. So you got to be really weary of that. If you get with a woman who's like used to being around toxicity, she's used to being negative all the time. Her family's negative. Her family's toxic. Her family's dysfunctional. That's what they crave because that's what they were raised around. That's their comfort zone, is being dysfunctional.
There you go. So, a lot of time we don't check the history. We don't check the marriages of the people closely connected to them. How they get along, how they work together. Are they still together with cheating going on? Is there bitterness there? Is there resentment there? Is the wife bitter yet still with him? Unattracted to him yet still with him? That kind of stuff. And so what creates that's the stuff that creates toxic environments that will spill over into the relationships of those who were raised by them. If a man knows that a woman is not attracted to him, then he's going to become insecure. Everything she does, he's going to think she's cheating. And that's going to create a toxic environment in which people could possibly get hurt. So if you get with somebody that come out of these type of environments, then they're going to be trying to force that toxic They're gonna be arguing with you all the time. They're gonna be doing, like, it's toxic to withhold sex from a man. That's toxic. I don't listen. If you still with them, you supposed to be having sex with them. These are the things that create toxic environments. But like he said, and I'm gonna play it one more time, a lot of these people, that's just what they used to. That's what they saw with their grandparents. That's what they saw with their parents. That's what they saw with their cousins, their aunties, and their uncles. You saw your cousin literally hating her husband. And you knew she hates her husband, but she's still with him. That kind of stuff. You saw your parents fighting, arguing like cats and dogs, and even fighting. And you think it didn't bother you. You think it didn't affect you, but now you acting like that too. This is why people I'm telling you, these guys, they saw their uncles beating on their wife. Their wife come around with a black eye. They heard about it. They saw it. Toxic. Their fathers, their grandfather, their uncles, their cousins. You call your cousin and he fighting with his wife. All of that stuff gets down in the heart and mind. And it creates toxic environment. So dude is on to something with this. So I'm gonna play him again. Hold on. He on to something with this.
For what?
That I can have.
What would it be for that? What do you want? She threw his phone in.
I mean, there's something else that, in my opinion, that goes a little bit deeper than this. Like,
there ain't no opinion.
Women
brother.
like this that
That's
are toxic and mad all the time is because that's the environments they like to thrive in. They're raised around toxicity. They're raised around negativity. So that's the way they see it. Like, more than likely, they came from a family that's negative and toxic. So that's like their comfort zone. So you got to be really weary of that. If you get with a woman who's like used to being around toxicity, she's used to being negative all the time. Her family's negative. Her family's toxic. Her family's dysfunctional. That's what they crave because that's what they were raised around. That's their comfort zone, is being dysfunctional.
And this is how people end up on drugs as well. This is how people who say they'll never do drugs end up on drugs. And now you thought you got away from her, and now she's on drugs. So now because you got kids with her, you dragged into it. You dragged into it because now she wanted the kids, but now she's hooked on pain pills. Or she done got with a dude, he put it in her stomach. And so he was a heroin addict though. So now she on heroin. Her family was doing it. Her family, she got crackheads in her family. Heroin addicts in her family. And now she got with a heroin addict. She thought she was going to find Mr. Right, and she found Mr. Heroin Addict. Because he put that thing down in her. And she thought she was smarter and tougher than she was, but she was actually green. And now you thought you broke away from her, and you right back, getting dragged right back in. How many of y'all tell your story? Because I know I'm prophesying. I know I'm talking about past, present, and future right now. Because I get this certain vibe when I'm prophesying and my prophecy is true or not going to hit the ground. They always say what they going to find, but then they always do. The world is full of toxic people. That's why it's such a toxic environment. That's why we hear about all these murders. That's why we seeing all this stuff on YouTube and Facebook. These couples arguing, this person cheating, that person cheating. because it's just toxic. They come from toxic environments. They like that. Ain't nobody gonna say they like that, and a lot of people they don't even know they like it. But they do. And this is why you see women, right? They'll break up with a good dude. He just wasn't perfect. Things could have went better for him. But he was decent. He was a decent dude to be with. And they break up with him. And now they with a dude that done did 5-10 years. Been lying to him the whole time. And they in love with him. That's why I tell you young dudes, don't be quick to have babies with these women, man. You got to take your time. You got to vet their family. You got to vet the environment they grew up in. You got to vet the schools they went to. Vet. You got to vet everything. Your goal as a man is to avoid toxicity with your friends, with your family, with the woman you with her friends, her family. Now, you just need to focus on avoiding toxic. And that's what he was saying, man, and I agree with him. I agree with him. That's why I say, man, I'm not dealing with some stuff I'm just not dealing with. I'm not going to be the dude that try to rescue everybody. And people should know that by now about me. You go on a dope mission, I'm not rescuing you. If I had kids with a woman that did that, I'm just going to go get the kids. If she die, who gives a F-U-C-K? Especially if she dogged me. I'm not the one that's going to go chasing after somebody, trying to rescue them, and they diss me. Some dudes will. I'm not one of them. Because I know how this get out here. A lot of these dudes, if they don't know how to do nothing else, they know how to have sex. And if your girl or your wife was denying you, there's a chance they're going to put it on her. Because she ain't going to remember them little moves you was doing. She going to remember what they doing. And what if he's the type that could get in people's heads and he's a drug addict? Man, it ain't going to hurt you to try this one time. Just try it. You ain't going to get addicted to that. Man, these ain't nothing but pain pills. I'm the type. I'll go right to court and tell on you and him and get my kids. That's how I get down. I don't care about you being no woman. I don't care about the past. That's how y'all need to be too. Y'all be going easy on people that don't go easy on you. I go right and get my kids in a situation like that. And whatever happened, just happened. If somebody pass away a fool, then you gotta console and comfort those that they leave behind. That's how I think. And tell them the truth. Like, hey man, that's not your fault. Don't beat yourself up, man. Made her own decisions. That wasn't going on when that's how I get down. But it's the environment. I would never do that, and then they do it. I don't 100% trust anything that no human being say. That's just me. I'm no Matrix. especially a woman. I think a woman will do the complete opposite of everything she says. Now, I don't pass myself around and she done had a threesome. Two dudes in her at the same time. She done got a train ran on her. She done had sex with 6 dudes in 3 months. Or even 3 weeks sometimes. The same women that say, oh, I would never do that. You did it. And why? Because they're toxic. They're toxic. The toxic is in them. And a lot of these people telling me I'm hurt is toxic. I'm going to show you how. Because they hit dogs. I done hit them with something. And so instead of taking what I say as the truth, because it is, they want to deflect it on me. You just hurt. You sound broken. You sound bitter. How you sound? Somebody just telling you, hey man, don't get married, don't have no kids. And you saying that they hurt, they broken, because they giving guys good advice. You toxic. I already know what time it is. You trying to deflect, and that's toxic too. When a person is toxic and come from those type of environment, and you expose the environment, and they acting like you the problem, that's just proof. That's proof. When somebody get exposed, and instead of changing or apologizing, or you know what, you right, I could do better. Let's see. They're toxic. Toxic people is why the divorce rate is so high. Because people be toxic. Guy working all night long, you at home having sex with another dude. Toxic. Working all night long, you at home trying to talk in your sexy voice with another dude. Toxic. You trying to blame him for all your negativity. Toxic. You flirt with everybody, over friendly, toxic. It's not how married women are supposed to act. You got them shorts all the way up in your vag. Where guys can see your camel toe. Toxic. I'ma look. And these other guys is too. And you married? You say you was married? You married? Look at them thighs on you. Oh, you showing them too. Toxic. You know why sometimes you see women on the phone all the time? Because they got so many guys that they always gonna be on the phone with somebody. Toxic. They talk about how we lie, but they lie more than us because they toxic. One thing is for certain. She lied during the relationship way more than I did. That's for certain. Way more. And I never lied when it came to other women because I always said, I'm not going to do nothing that I have to lie about. Worst thing I did was watch some porn. Facts. Now, when the relationship was done, that's when I started talking. But I ain't had sex with none of them. And I could have. And this is how I know about these married women too. Because the married women were more aggressive than the single women. They was looking for a rendezvous with somebody else that wouldn't tell on them. You know why? Because they toxic. But anyway, let me get out of here. And how I looked at it, the same way those women was trying to do that, who's to say that the one I was with wouldn't do that? There's multiple men I could have had their wife. And the Most High know it. Because he trust me, his sons reported it to him, or he saw it himself. That some of these men I could have had their wife. But that ain't my style. I try to follow the golden rule of the Bible. Treat others how you would want to be treated. I wouldn't want nobody banging my wife. If I had one. So what I look like doing that to somebody else, especially knowing what the scriptures say about it. I ain't no phony. I leave that to thee. I might not be without fault, but I'm without phoniness. So, but your best bet is once you see a woman is toxic, to do her like this.